Jebuth. I was watching the Dodger game, one game playoff elimination, and you go the whole game, they score one run each, and it's pretty slow. I mean, today's terms. But then there was a walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth, and you're like, the whole place goes crazy, and you're like, oh, okay, that's why we watch these games. Well, I mean, I think of especially baseball, and the speed of it, the excitement of it, and where it was and where it's going, and it definitely seems like it's a little bit off. Been watching a little bit of football too, trying to not watch sports, but I was like, oh, I'll watch sports. And I was watching like Monday Night Football, last 2 Mondays, and it's just like the product it's slow. I mean, football's not slow, but it's not exciting. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I don't understand why people just go nuts. I love basketball, and I can get excited about that. But like just as like a consumer of sports, just sitting back and trying to watch it and digest it, it's just not there for me. I don't know. I wonder if everybody else feels that way, or they feel like they have to watch it, or they're just so accustomed to it. Also been thinking about pecking order, right? Where you're at within people you care about, how you view yourself, but how they view you. Like if you think you're important and you assume, but then there's certain things that come up that kind of indicate you're not, or you're not where you thought you were, especially if there's something sacred, like a long-term friendship or a relationship, non-romantic, romantic, whatever it be, and you think it's somewhere where it's not because of things you've seen or the way you're treated, and how to deal with that. I mean, obviously nothing matters, but then you think of like positions of people and what they do in their life, or who they claim to be, spiritually, occupation-wise, or functioning-wise, like throughout society or within your realm of friends or family. And you have this certain idea, or you hold them to a certain standard, and then you see something, you're like, dude, it's not even at that standard. Why am I treated different or not, you looked after compared to some other random that you almost worship, but you've been around since the longest. Something to think about. I mean, I know it doesn't matter, but it comes up, and it kind of tugs at your heartstrings. Think about time wasters. Again, back to the sports, back to TV, back to social media, bad relationships, bad conversations, bad thoughts. What can you be doing? How can you constantly be improving? Do you just spend time with loved ones? Do you call that time sacred? Do you push past everything and just don't let anything affect you? Have everything just bounce off of you, and it is the way it is, and it's just, that's the way. I don't know. I just think of how all these different people. I mean, no wonder there's depression and suicides and unhappiness and, nobody going anywhere. And then you think of the world, and it's just like, what is the point? Why all this? I mean, progress, stay positive, be healthy, be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Bring something to the table to help humanity, your loved ones. It's such a complex situation. And I'm in no position to be any different than anybody else, but it's like, what do you do? I mean, it's pretty gnarly. But, yeah, I mean, we're all going to do what we're going to do, aren't we? Yes, sirree. I went to the movies and I saw The Many Saints of Newark, the prequel to The Sopranos. Now, peep this. I never really watched The Sopranos. I've seen a few random episodes, but I was never into it. I thought I would be into it because I love like mafia movies and everything, but I never committed to seasons. The new prequel was playing. I checked it out, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. And then after I saw it, I found out that the person playing the young Tony Soprano is actually James Gandolfini's son, Michael, which is kind of cool. I have to watch legacies go on like that. So I went and saw that, and then I peeped in and kind of a little movie marathon, snuck theaters, and I saw Cop Shop, which is, it's kind of like action adventure, sleazy. I don't know, it's kind of got like that 70s vibe. It's about like, it pretty much takes place only in a police department. Dude goes to jail. Guy who's trying to kill him pretends to be drunk. He gets locked up in the cell next to him. And this dude, Toby Huss, who I've seen in other things, never really plays one of the most awesome characters. He is like a psychotic hitman, and he is literally insane. It's a really fun character, and basically steals the show of Cop Shop. It's a good movie. I'd peep it out. It's just got like this vintage vibe, and it's not spectacular, but it's really good. But this dude, Toby Huss, steals the show. He's a maniacal maniac, and he's just top notch. I'm gonna go check out all other stuff from him because I didn't realize how freaking awesome he is. He plays a really fun character. A really fun character. I also went and I saw Dear Evan Hansen, which is like a musical. I didn't know it was a musical when I went to go see it, but it deals with like loneliness and despair and a kid in high school who isn't popular but becomes popular through a lie after some bully commits suicide. And it's a good flick. It kind of had me tear jerking for a moment there, but it didn't quite get any real tears. But it definitely was it's a good flick. I don't think I've gone to the movies and seen a musical since like South Park. So that shows you what kind of musicals I'm into. But it's definitely good. The type of music or the lyrics are funny because it's like almost like dialogue, and it's almost like really good rap or something, like where they're like communicating in sentences but singing. I don't know, interesting. I also peeped out on DVD The Trouble with Harry, an old Alfred Hitchcock film. So I'm trying to catch up on all my Hitchcock movies. I haven't really seen that many. And this was one of his, it's kind of like a black comedy versus a thriller where this dude's dead and pretty much everybody in town thinks they did it. It's good. It's fantastically beautiful. I mean, Hitchcock really knows how to use a camera and get good scenes. I didn't know what to expect from it. And I did like it. I didn't love it, but I think Hitchcock is a master at his craft. And you could definitely tell by like the cinematography or at least like how he's choosing to use the camera in that movie. It's freaking phenomenal. And then I saw on Netflix The Informer. No, I saw on Amazon Prime The Informer, which is kind of about this dude who turns into a rat from prison, and then something goes haywire, a cop gets shot, and he has to go back to prison, and he doesn't want to, and all the cops kind of give up on him, and then he takes the thing hostage and gets out and shows them. But it's funny because Common's in it, and he plays like a super cop or cop out for revenge based on his friend getting murdered in a bad drug deal. And it's good, actually. It was really, really good, and I would highly suggest it. And then what else did I see? Let me see here. I also peeped out. Oh yeah, duh. I was reading because it's one of my favorite movies, No Country for Old Men, and oh man, I love that movie. It's so good. But the book is freaking phenomenal. Cormac McCarthy, baby, No Country for Old Men. It's really interesting because Cormac, Mr. McCarthy there, he has an interesting way of writing, which, you think of I think of like language arts class, like, oh, you better put your quotations and all the correct grammar and punctuation. This man uses no quotes, and his dialogue is impeccable. So it's really fun to read a book like that where he kind of breaks the rules, but there are no rules because it's done so well. And the story's phenomenal. It's just as good as the book, the book is just as good as the movie, if not better. I love the movie, and I was super happy with the book, and I'm definitely reading more Cormac McCarthy. But I would check it out. No Country for Old Men. Obviously, you probably know the movie. I'll talk about it next week. I'm going to rewatch it after reading the book. But the book was phenomenal. That being said, try your hardest, do your best, be humble, be grateful, read more books, podcast, Jebuth. So I guess there was a whistleblower at Facebook, and then simultaneously the same day, like it WhatsApp and Instagram went down for the whole day. Pretty much it felt like, which makes you go, Podcast Jebuth.